Hello guys, and welcome back to the videos. Paul Goldschmidt, what can I say? What can I say? 2 runs driven in on the day, drove in all the runs. Obviously, hit the walk-off home run.
1-2. And a high fly ball into deep right center. It's at the wall. Gone! Goldie wins it. He drives in both tonight. Paul Goldschmidt tied it in the 6th, and he wins it in the bottom of the 9th.
And, I mean, it was such a good... This is where Paul Goldschmidt starts to get hot. He's obviously had a slow start to the season, but he's always been, like, his entire career, he's always a second-half player. So, I think this is the turning point in the season where he starts to get hot, take his game to the next level, and hopefully contribute a lot more to wins. Kim, 6 innings, 1 run. What did I say? I said if he goes 5 innings with 2 runs or less, we're winning the game. And we did. We won the game. He overshot expectations. He went 105 pitches, looked fantastic. Obviously, he's fully healthy. There's no lingering injury left. Trip to the IL got him all set up and ready to go. Obviously, the bullpen, once again, Cabrera, Gallegos, Reyes, 3 perfect innings. Well, Reyes, he gave up a walk, but he got a double play. So they faced 9 batters combined. Faced the minimum. That's exactly what you want out of your top 3 guys in the bullpen. So couldn't be happier. The only thing is that today, for today's game at 12:15, it's not looking good. Pitching matchup does not favor us. Sandy Alcantara is on the mound for the Marlins, who's been very good this year. And we got Oviedo, who I don't think we've won a single one of his starts. So that's not a good scene there. And as for our bullpen, I don't know. We've used Cabrera, Gallegos, and Reyes for the last 2 days. They've all pitched, so I don't know what their availability is going to be tonight. Reyes has only thrown like 22 pitches in the last 2 days, so he could be available if we need him. But if we don't need him, we're not using him. So it's going to be guys like Helsley, going to be guys like Ponce de Leon, Andrew Miller that are going to have to come in today and pitch. Which Andrew Miller has looked better since his return from injury, so that's good to see. I don't think he's given up a run. I could be wrong on that, but he's had like 3 or 4 outings, and they've all been great. So that's good to see. I would imagine he's probably first out of the pen tonight, either him or Helsley, or today, I should say, technically. And yeah, we got some work to do today, but regardless, we get a series win at home, which is huge. That's exactly what we needed. So today, yeah, it'd be nice to have a sweep, but we don't need the game. We got to look forward to the next series with the Atlanta Braves, who have been vastly underperforming this year. Many expected them to come out and win the division, or at least get the wild card. If the Mets won the division, then the Braves, would be the wild card team out of there. Some even picked them to win the World Series, and it's middle of June, and they've been under 500, I think, the entire season. So definitely a disappointing season for them. I still think they turn it around. I don't know if they'll turn it around enough to make the playoffs, but they definitely will turn it around and start to play better. Make a run for the playoffs at the very least. And so we got a 4-game series against them this weekend at home once again. I don't know what the rotation is going to be. I would imagine it's going to be Gant game 1, Martinez game 2, Wainwright game 3, and Kim game 4. That's what I would imagine, but obviously it's undetermined right now, so can't confirm any of that. But yeah, once again, we get the win last night. That was a big win. But it did show some of our weaknesses. And the bottom of the 8th, There's runners on first and second. All right, and the pitcher's spot is up. So you're thinking, all right, we're going to get a pinch hitter. Right, we already used Rondon earlier in the game, which he got a hit. He came in, he got a hit, and then Goldschmidt ended up driving him in when he was on third base. And that was to tie up the game. Rondon did good. He came in, did his job. So left on the bench at this point, you're like, who's even left on the bench? Not very much. The options are not looking good. But you know they're not looking good when Mike Schilt sends Adam Wainwright up to pinch hit. With runners on first and second and nobody out in the bottom of the eighth in a tie baseball game. He sends up Adam Wainwright. Okay, and now I get it. They were going to bunt. Okay, I get that. But still, who does that? We need bench depth. And this is what frustrated me the most when we didn't sign Pujols. Because, yeah, he wasn't going to be an everyday starter. Of course not. But he's your best bat off the bench instantly as soon as you sign him. I don't care if he's batting 200. He's still the best bat off the bench. And right now, I mean, we sent up Adam Wainwright to pinch hit in a tie baseball game, late in the game. That's so dumb. And then he ends up bunting into a double play, which kills the rally. I just don't know. I don't know. I mean, it was kind of cool to see Adam pinch hit. You know, probably cool for him too. But as a fan of the team, that's just kind of sad to see that. Honestly, oh man. Today I would expect some off days for a lot of the everyday starters in the lineup. I think Edman got one last night. I didn't watch the game last night because I had to work, but I did see the box score, and it looked like Edman wasn't in the lineup. So he got one yesterday. Goldschmidt, I don't think he's getting an off day, but I mean, Arenado's looked kind of rough lately, so maybe he gets an off day. I could see DeYoung getting an off day since, you know, he hasn't got one since he's came back from injury. I could see potentially Tyler, I could see those two specifically getting off days. And maybe giving Yachty an off day as well. You know, we got 4-game series, and then we got an off day next Monday, and then we got a lot more games in a row until like the All-Star break. I think we got Detroit, Pittsburgh, then 3 with the Diamondbacks, which thank God. I would just play the Diamondbacks the whole season. They're on pace to be one of the worst teams of all time. And then we got a 4-game in Colorado, and then I think we come back home for San Francisco. No, we go to San Francisco after that. So very packed schedule, not a lot of off days. So I would assume that with us already having the series win in the bag, that we go rest up our guys, get ready for the next series against a talented team, maybe not high-performing team, but a very talented team. I will have to say, even though it is the Marlins, the pitching has looked great over the last few games. We've given up a total of 3 runs in the last 2 games. That's good to see. That's what we need. We need guys like Wainwright and Kim to step up every time they pitch, and that's exactly what they did. Obviously, like I said, it's the Marlins. Ponce de Leon had 5 shutout innings against them, his first start. So obviously a terrible offense, but nonetheless, big pitching performances. In other sports news, the Tampa Bay Lightning beat the Islanders 4-2 to tie up the series apiece at 1. And in the NBA, Kevin Durant game, one of the greatest games, if not the greatest playoff game of all time by any player, single-handedly. He had 49 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists, and I'm not exactly sure what his shooting was, what his percentage was, but it was high. It was like 60% or higher. He had an absolutely fantastic game. He went off picking up the slack from Kyrie Irving, who was out, and James Harden, who, even though he played 45 minutes, he was horrible. He shot 1 for 10 from the field. Missed all 8 shots that he took from behind the 3-point line. He had a total of 5 points. Not good at all. He looked a little hurt still. And But Kevin Durant, in a potential legacy game for him, showed why he's one of the greatest of all time. Just a year after coming off an Achilles injury, very impressive. I mean, it's very impressive nonetheless, but when you put that factor into it, it's even more impressive. So tonight we get 2 more NBA games. Big news is that Kawhi Leonard is out for the Clippers for Game 5. It was kind of sudden. He just all of a sudden had a big knee injury, which happens a lot during the regular season for Kawhi Leonard, but does not happen during the postseason that much. You don't see that. So it must be very severe because he doesn't sit out in the postseason. Obviously, he sits out in the regular season a lot, but not in the postseason. So you have to assume this is something very serious, especially in a Game 5 situation. And other news, Chris Paul entered COVID-19 protocols. We don't know if he has it. We don't know if he's just been around somebody. But he's out until further notice. So for the Suns, they're obviously hoping that this Clippers and Jazz series goes to 7 games because that would give them the most time to get Chris Paul back. Probably another week. Let's see, Game 5's tonight. Game 6 is Friday. And then if there's a Game 7, then it'd be Sunday. So they wouldn't start playing until next Tuesday. So yeah, basically almost a week. And then obviously back to the MLB for a little bit. MLB released the official statements banning foreign substances and the use of them for pitchers across the league. I'm hoping to do like a video on that just to cover all the stuff that went on, but I don't want to put that in this video because I don't want it to be I don't want it to be that long, I want to make a separate video on that. But basically, the big stuff, pitchers get a 10-game ban if they get caught with it. Any personnel that helps them use it will also receive a ban. And here's the catch, is that the teams cannot replace that player on the roster. So like if the player gets suspended for 10 days, the team will just have to be down a man for the roster for 10 days, which is kind of, I don't know how I feel about that yet. I'm not going to voice my opinion on that yet, but that is definitely an interesting rule that they have. And then more news of the MLB is that Tyler Glasnow has a partially torn UCL, and it comes after he, right after the announcement of banning the foreign substances, and he, in a press conference that he had, he pretty much blamed the MLB for his injury. He was one of the ones that was using substances, and the last few starts he didn't use anything just to get used to it because they knew that there was a ban coming on it. And he says that his arm hurt very much after that, and it hurt really after his last start, hurt a lot. And he kind of blamed him for the injury. So I guess we'll see how that goes over. That's not good, but regardless, it's the MLB, and who likes how the MLB is run? No one does. So, yeah, that's about it. Cardinals go today, 12:15. It's a day game, very early day game, by the way. Hopefully this will come out before then. If not, it'll be out during the game. So should be another video coming tonight, hopefully. And then we got the Braves for this weekend. So very packed schedule. Yeah, everyone take care.